My name is Candace, aka Picasso Baby, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create your very own Santa's Little Hottie. If you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you so much for stopping by. So today I am going to be walking you through step by step on how to create your very own Santa's Little Hottie. But before we get started, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss the next painting tutorial. So like I said, I'm going to be showing you how to create your very own Santa's Little Hottie. It's a super fun Christmas painting. It's perfect for like a girls' night, or if you're just in the house chilling for the holidays and looking for something to do. This is a super fun and cute painting. It was actually requested by Jen Owens. Jen, thank you so much. You are such a loyal subscriber. Thank you for always commenting and supporting and watching my tutorials. I appreciate you so much, and happy holidays to you. So before we get started, I am going to go over a few things. So I'm going over everything that you'll need for this tutorial. So as always, I am using a 16 by 20 inch canvas. You can use the canvas of your choice. It's completely up to you. You're also going to want to make sure that today you have a marker or a pencil because we are going to be doing some drawing. You want to make sure that you have your different size acrylic brushes and some paper towel to dry them off on whenever we wash them out. A water cup with cold water. And then I am working with acrylic paint, and I am using the colors Phthalo Blue, Chrome Yellow, Burnt Sienna, Titanium White, Mars Black, and Bright Red. And as always, if you are 21 and up, grab yourself a festive holiday drink, or the drink of your choice is completely up to you. I'm just having a little bit of water today, and I'm actually drinking it out of a personalized tumbler created by one of my closest, my best friends, PK, and she actually owns a company called Project Chick. So I'm going to make sure to tag her info, check her out. She does a lot of different custom things, and she creates a lot of different fun shirts, bags, pins, cups, everything you can think of. It's just super fun and super cute and super girly. So make sure you check her out. All right, so we are going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to actually start out by doing some drawing today. I'm not starting all the way at the top. I'm going to move down a bit, and I am going to do a bit of a curve, almost like a backwards J. And then from there, I am going to pull a little swoop across the top. I'm going to go up and over. That's going to be her ear. And I'm going to pull a little line down for her neck. Now once you have that, we want to create her shoulder. As you can see, she's off to the side. So I am going to create her shoulder. And I'm going to make her shoulder by just coming down a little bit from where her face is. And I'm going to create a curve. Now from there, I want to create her little Santa outfit, her little Santa's Little Hottie outfit. So what I'm going to do, I want to create the white parts of her suit. So I'm just creating a bunch of curves, almost like clouds or cotton balls, and I'm just doing that right there in that area. And now that I have that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back up and I'm going to finish off her hat and her hair. So for the hat, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create the little white kind of cotton ball texture. And then I'm going to create a little curve up front for her hair. And also coming from the hat, I'm going to do two little curves because that's going to end up being her hat back there. I'm sorry, that's going to end up being her hair. And I'm going to curve up for the top of the hat, and then I'm going to curve over. And from the back of the hat here, I'm going to curve over as well. And you see we get left with a little space there. I'm just going to create a little puff ball back there. Now, I want to create her body. So for her body, I want to make sure that I'm kind of lining up where the shoulder or the back area, that back line of the shoulder is. and I'm going to come down. So I'm going to come down a bit and I'm going to curve out. So I'm coming down and I'm going to curve out a little bit. And then for the front area, I want to pull her arm down. So I'm going to pull a line down there. Pull another line down like that. And then I'm going to also make a little curve here for like her chest area. I'm going to add some more of that bumpy white texture to the end of her sleeve. I'm going to pull a little 2 lines out for a piece of her arm. And then I want to close her little dress off by also adding that bumpy texture. That kind of cotton texture. So I have all of that on there. Now I want to add in her legs. Now for her legs, one is kind of cut off, one is kicked back. So for the one that is kicked back, I want to make sure that I'm following this line here where her arm, where we have her arm at. I want to kind of follow that down a little bit. And then I am going to curve. And I'm going to stop there. And then I am going to pull, I'm going to come in a bit. And I'm going to pull a line down at an angle. I'm going to pull a line straight down here. But I'm also going to do a bit of a curved line there because that's closing off that leg. Now for that leg that we see in the back here, so this is a whole leg here. We have a leg in the back here. All I'm going to do for that one, I'm just going to pull it straight down. And now I want to create her little boot. So I am going to create some more of that kind of cotton texture. And then I'm going to curve and pull a line straight down. That's for the back of her heel. I'm going to go in and pull a line down. Pull a line down there. So we have a little opening. And then for the front, I'm just going to curve like that a bit. Now once you have all of that completely drawn out, it's time to paint. So what I want to do first, I want to get my entire background filled in. And I am just going to fill in my background by simply using my big brush and blue and white paint. If you want a different background, you can do the background of your choice. It's up to you. But I'm just going to allow the colors to mix right on the canvas. So I'm just going to work on getting that background filled in. And then in a little bit, we're going to add some more details together. Alright, so once you have the entire background filled in, so I have my blue and white background everywhere, what I'm going to start to do next, I want to start to fill in her skin tone. So her face and ear, her shoulder that's showing, this little piece of her arm, and then both of her legs. Now what I'm going to do for this, I am going to show you a few different skin tones, and I'm just using more of like a medium round brush. You can even use a medium flat brush if you'd like. You just want to make sure it's a bit smaller than the one you started out with. So if you like this burnt sienna as is, remember you can always use it as is. If you need to go lighter, you can add white to it. And the more white you add, the lighter it will be. If you want to go for more of a caramel tone, you can mix brown, white, and a little bit of yellow. And it will give you more of a caramel tone, as you can see there. Or if you want to go a bit darker, you can mix brown and a little bit of black. And when you're mixing your skin tone, you just want to make sure that you mix up a good enough pile. That way you don't have to try and make it again. Make sure you make a nice little pile that will be able to fill in each of these areas, because sometimes when you try to make the color again, it doesn't come out the exact shade that you started with. So I am going to be using the brown yellow and white mixture. Again, you can use the skin tone of your choice. And once you have the skin tone that you want to use, you're going to be filling in the face and ear and neck area, the shoulder, arm, this little back piece of the leg, and this bottom piece, and then this entire leg here. So I'm just going to work on getting that filled in, and then in a little bit, we're going to add some more details. All right, so once you get all of those areas filled in, again, her face, her ear, her neck and shoulder, the little piece of her arm, and then both legs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep using this medium brush, but I'm going to make sure to wash it out. And now I want to paint her hat and also her dress completely red. The only thing I'm not going to be doing is, of course, the little kind of puff balls, the cotton nuts on the ends. I'm just going to be doing just the hat area and then also the dress. Now, if you like that red as is, you can use it as is. If you want to make it a little bit darker, you can mix it with a little bit of black, and it'll give you just a little bit of a darker kind of like cranberry or burgundy color. Or even if you want to change your color, if you want to do something different, like you want to do pink and make it a little more girly, you can mix up red and white or the color of your choice. It's completely up to you. But we're just going to work on getting this filled in. So once you have the hat and the dress painted the color of your choice, what I'm going to do next, I am going to fill in her hair, and I'm also going to fill in her boot. I'm filling them both in with black. Again, you can do the color of your choice. It's completely up to you. But I'm just going to get both of them filled in with black. And I'm still using the same brush. If you need to switch to a bit of a smaller brush, you definitely can. Okay, so once you have her hair filled in, you have her boot filled in, what we're going to do now, we're going to go in and add some little details while all of this dries. So I am going to switch to a bit of a smaller brush. So just like a smaller round brush you can use. If it's flat, that's fine too. You just want to make sure it's smaller because we are going to be adding details. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add some details to my background. Now, because I have a blue and white background, I'm going to be adding like some little snows, little snow dots and snowflakes. If you have a different color background and you want to do something different, it's completely up to you. But the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to go around my background making white dots. Now, one thing you can do is you can use the front end of your brush, and just keep in mind, the more pressure you use, the bigger the dot will be. The less pressure you use, the smaller it will be. Or you can actually flip it on the back end and you can get the perfect dot by just putting paint on the back end of your brush. Which way you do it, completely up to you. And you can do as many or as few of these as you like. It is up to you. But I'm going to also do some little snowflakes. And for my snowflakes, I am going to still keep using this brush. I am going to use wherever I have like a dot at. What I like to do is I like to pull a line up from the dot, below the dot, and then two lines, a line out at each side. If you want to leave it at that, you definitely can. So for example, I'm going to do another one here. I pull a line towards the bottom, the top, and both sides. And if you want to even make it a little bit more festive, you can add a little line going out at an angle in between all of the other lines. So how many of these you do is completely up to you, and they do not have to be perfect. But you do want to make sure that if you do the ones with the 8 different lines, that the ones going out straight are longer, and the little 4 that are in between, they go out at an angle, you want those to be a little bit shorter. And once you feel like you have enough of those, I am going to keep using the same brush because I'm going to add a few more details. So the next detail I'm going to add, I am going to mix up a little bit of yellow with some brown, and you just want a little bit of the brown because you want to turn your yellow more like a deeper kind of dark yellow or gold color. And what I'm going to do with this is I am going to create a buckle on my shoe. So I'm doing it right at the front of my shoe here, and I just like to make almost like a little square or rectangle. So I pull a line going into the shoe, a little line down, and then back towards the front of the shoe. And you can always go in and fix those lines up. You want to give it a little extra detail, you can always add a little bit of white to your brush to give it some highlighted areas. It's completely up to you, but you want to make sure to add that buckle to give it a special little touch. And then I'm going to wash my brush again, and I am going to go back up into my face because I want to give my little hottie some lips. I want to give Sansa's little hottie some lips. So what I'm going to do is first I like to make a V. So I start out with that V. I pull 2 lines down at an angle, and under there I create a curve, and I fill it all in. And I'm doing mine with red. You can do whatever color you like. It's completely up to you. I'm also going to dip the back of my brush into black paint and give her a little beauty mark. But again, that part is completely optional. If you do not want that part, you can definitely leave it off. Now, once you have all of that on there, all of your little details, we do want to bring this all together and make it perfect by just outlining everything. So everywhere where we already had that Sharpie marker, we are going to add a black outline. Now you can keep using one of your smaller brushes. I am going to go up just a little bit in size, still a round brush though, and I am using just black paint. And I'm going to get everything outlined. Now, before you do outline, this part is optional. If you would like to go in and actually make the puffy areas, the cotton areas white, you definitely can paint them white. If you want to leave it that white canvas, you can do that as well. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about painting it white since it already is white. But again, the choice is definitely yours. Or even if you're doing it a different color, make it the color of your choice, and then you can go ahead and outline everything in black. So I am just going to go through and get everything outlined, making sure that I get those marker lines covered up, and just getting everything a really nice outline so that it's a lot sharper, and just really, you know, pull it together, because you know, she has to be a hottie. She has to be very clean cut, very, you know, very cute, very neat, because she is Santa's little hottie. So I'm just going to work on that for a minute, and then we will move to the next detail together. right, so once you are finished with your outline and you have everything filled in the way that you want, as always, there is one final step before you are complete, and that is simply signing your painting. So I'm going to keep using the smallest brush, a little bit of black paint, and I am going to sign my initials in the corner. You can do your initials or your signature. How you sign it is completely up to you, but once you sign it, you are completely done. Thank you all so much for painting with me. Again, thank you, Jen, for suggesting this painting. I hope you all have a great time creating your own Santa little hotties. We are going to be doing a few more festive holiday paintings before Christmas gets here. So you want to make sure that you turn on those post notifications so that you don't miss the next tutorial. And if you have any suggestions, make sure that you leave them down in the comments. And thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next tutorial.